Welcome to Letters from Rebellion. This is a space for the honest parts of life, the inner voice that we learn to ignore, the questions that follow us through the years, the choices that shape us and the fears that hold us, the strength that you forget and the quiet tension between the life that we live and the life that we know we want to live. If you feel that you're carrying more direction and more clarity and more truth than you've allowed yourself to use, if you feel that you're ready to hear yourself without filters and live with more weight, more intention, and more depth, then this space lets you work with that with honesty and clarity. For those who don't know me, my name is Ralph, and these are reflections from the rebellion of life, a manifesto for unconventional thinking that I have written over a decade stretch of breaking and rebuilding myself. The kind that you face alone, fighting identity crisis, conformity, indecision, the kind where your own thoughts turn into your enemy and your teacher at the same time. This podcast comes from the same place, a place to understand the forces that shape our life, like courage, discipline, fear, cowardice, conformity, and purpose, and how each one pulls you toward the person you know you can become. Each episode returns to the question that we avoid the most and probably we most avoid. Will you claim the life that feels true or stay in one that is shaped by hesitation? So, if you're ready, let's begin. I will read a passage from the very first chapter, and it's from the beginning of that chapter. The chapter is called The Weight of Truth, and it goes like that. You felt it, haven't you? That quiet, persistent ache that doesn't announce itself without a bang or a warning, but settles in like a stone behind your ribs, cold and certain. It's not the electric fire of a sudden purpose, nor the thrilling jolt of an impulsive choice. It's heavier, it's slower. It's reality pressing down, whispering in a voice you can almost ignore. This is what is real. Hearing this again, let me tell you, it settles in the body with a calm weight. It doesn't demand, but it stays quietly. A presence that doesn't rush, but doesn't leave either. Easy enough to ignore if you move fast enough, but persistent enough to come back once you take a pause. And this ache isn't dramatic. It's not gonna break your day, but it's gonna change the tone of it. It colors your thoughts. It reminds you that something inside you has been waiting for you to stop pretending that everything is okay. We imagine the truth arriving with a big moment or with a revelation or a happy moment or maybe a bright insight that's gonna fix everything at once, but the truth rarely looks like that. It shows up in small ways, sometimes not very comfortable ways, like a tight breath in the morning when you wake up, or a tight breath when you say that I'm okay and you don't believe yourself. It's a slight pull in your chest when you agree to something that you know you don't want. The quiet moment when you walk into a life that you built long ago and feel how different you are right now. This pain gathers the moments that you tried to ignore, the times that you adjusted yourself to keep the peace, the times where you lowered your energy to avoid the conflict maybe, the times that you told yourself a simple story because the real one felt too heavy. The ache remembers what you forget. It remembers every time you stepped away from what felt true. And these walls that you built around yourself and the shell that you built around you, its walls starts to thin, and a question rises from within. Will you close the shell again and stay comfortable, or let it open and see what changes? There comes a point in life where the role that you play no longer fits you, no longer fits the life that you are living, or the mask that you've been wearing is not fitting anymore in your face. I'm not against roles to play, but we're gonna keep this for another time because I have different idea on it. So you feel it in the morning when the first breath carries a small resistance. You feel it when a simple task drains your energy more than it should. You feel it when you notice that you're carrying yourself with less honesty than you once did. And let me tell you that this is not random. This is the truth trying to come back for your attention. You're here because something inside you knows that the old ways are running out of space. The old ways are not the answer anymore. The story that you told yourself is not holding up like it used to be. The expectations that you once followed, they feel weaker, and the identity that you wore with pride is starting to collapse. It's not you who's collapsing, it's the clarity trying to take a form. Your body reacts way before your mind admits to anything. It knows. You might feel a slight pressure behind your ribs, or your shoulders hold a tension with no clear reason, or maybe a clenched jaw without a specific instruction. And these signals they don't come from stress alone. They are signs that the gap between your real thoughts and your daily actions has become too wide. The truth doesn't reward you right away. It's not a short-term win. It often feels like a loss at first, because it is a loss. You lose the comfort of a story that you depended on. You lose the old certainty that gave you direction, even if it kept you stuck. But there is a relief in this loss. There is a gentle breath that moves more freely when you stop hiding from yourself. A simple feeling of being able to stand in your own space again. And this is priceless. The truth is not a single moment. It's not a confession, neither a revelation. The truth is a habit. It's a ritual. It's a practice. It's a way of returning to what you know, even when it creates discomfort. And every step that you take towards it removes one small layer of confusion. And every step you take away from it, it adds one more pain. And this is how your inner core starts to form, slowly, steadily, through the choices that you make when no one is watching. Notice what rises in you right now. Maybe a small shift in your breath, or a slight pull in your stomach, or maybe pressure somewhere that you can't quite explain. And let me tell you that this is not a random discomfort. This is a recognition. Your mind and body, they are responding to the parts of your life that no longer match who you are becoming. Moments like this, they don't offer you clarity, and they don't offer you answers. Moments like this, they offer you honesty, and honesty is rarely comfortable. It is hard and it's harsh, but honesty is clean. It shows you where you've been avoiding yourself. It shows you where you've been performing instead of living. It shows you the difference between what you want and what you've been accepting. It shows you when to rest because your body needs it, not when your calendar allows it. You've been carrying yourself for a long time, through work, through expectations, through discipline, through habits. You learned early that you didn't question, but now something inside you is asking for an alignment. An alignment between what you feel and how you move. An alignment between what you know and what you say. An alignment between your private truth and your public life. So take a moment and name one truth that you've been circling. You don't need to say it out loud or explain it to anybody. Just tell it to yourself. Bring it to the surface. Maybe before you're going to bed, and notice what happens. You're gonna feel one of two things, or both at the same time. You'll either feel small suffocation, or you will feel a little bit of relief, or maybe both, and both at once. And this is where the weight is adjusting, the weight of truth. When you name a truth, even privately, something inside you is going to change. Not the disruptive change, but a clear change. The mind settles around it, your body settles around it, your nervous system reorganizes itself around it. So your breath becomes easier. The inner conflict loses some of its strength. And this is what it means to stop negotiating with yourself. The weight of truth is not here to punish you. It's here to make you steady. The pressure comes from living away from yourself, not from returning to who you are. That's why the pain feels familiar. It's the reminder that you've carried enough distance between your actions and your real thoughts, and you don't want to carry it any longer. It's as simple as that. The truth makes you simple, not in thought, but in direction. It clears away the extra layers. It stops you from performing for people who cannot see you. It removes the effort of pretending. It brings you back to the life that belongs to you, the life that you are in control of, not the one that you built out of a habit or of a fear. You didn't come here searching for a motivation, and I'm not giving you one. You came here because the cost of ignoring what you know has become too high, and you came here because something inside you wanted to stop repeating the same loop. You came here because you sensed that staying the same would create a deeper ache than facing the truth. This is where the change begins. Not with excitement and not with a huge celebration. It begins with seeing your own truth without looking away, with courage, without flinching. It begins with noticing that your body has been trying to tell you for a long time. It begins with the decision you stop carrying yourself and your life in a way that doesn't match who you are. If the truth holds the doorway, well, stepping in is another chapter, and this is where it starts. Until then, I'll tell you to choose the self that you refuse to run from and let the rebellion begins.